We went on a canoe trip, a youth activity for the church. We went on a canoe trip. When we stopped for lunch, he asked which one of the meals didn't have any pork in them. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I still was not eating pork out of my beliefs that I had learned from my father's church. And so I thought, wow, that's interesting. Why is he not eating pork? And he said something about, like, it's part of my religion. And I thought, okay, that's interesting. This person turned out to be very helpful in my search, an instrument that God was using to help me. When I encountered this person in 1991, and he started bringing me little brochures from the mosque about the basics of Islam. Interestingly, I found a lot of similarity in these things with the things that I'd learned in my father's church. He brought me another brochure. This one was about a book named the Quran. And this book was only God's words. The words were only his. With the Bible, it's unclear who the authors of the chapters are, whose words are written there, whereas the Quran, the whole thing, is God's words. And I found that very profound. A book that's flawless, a book that's only God's words, and it's promised to be protected till the end of time. Because, by the way, the world's last prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was the one that received it. It can't be his words, because he was an illiterate man and had no knowledge of the previous religions. This was pure revelation, and that inspired me. We're talking about 1991, no internet, almost no access to anything about Islam in English. I was blessed with a tiny book that this person had found in our university library, 7 floors of books, and he found this book, Imam Nawawi's 40 Hadith. And this tiny book, it took us 2 nights to read it, because it wasn't just read it and go on. It was something that you read and you have to go, I had just found the answer. What God wanted from me. It told me who my God was Allah. It told me what religion he had chosen for me. It told me little things about how to live my life in the best way. And that's completely true. That's the difference between wise words and the words of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in the Hadith and the verses of the Quran. Because in the Hadith and the Quran, it's completely true. It's fully comprehensive because it is provided to us, this religion and the teachings in it are provided to us by the one who knows everything, the all-knowing. And fortunately, in Christianity, I had learned this name, the all-knowing, but I hadn't been exposed to that knowledge completely until I found Islam. So needless to say, inspired by this knowledge and this ever increasing knowledge of this way of life that's so complete, it remedies all the world's problems, or it can if it's properly applied. I was so inspired that shortly after that I became Muslim.